everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. Today, I'm joined by Samuel from Timid Bunny. Samuel, man, thanks for joining us today, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate I appreciate letting me in, man. It's a blessing. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. You've got a great background, not in crypto and Web3, but we're going to kind of merge into that and what you're doing now. But excited to have you on, man. I mean, this is really for everybody. We all have this journey of from before we get into crypto to when we get into crypto, before we go down that rabbit hole of what this is, and afterwards. So I'm excited to kind of highlight your story on this episode, man. But before we jump into kind of your crypto and Web3 journey, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Oh yeah, man. Honestly, born and raised Palmetto, Florida. I'm really was a writer. Wasn't a writer much when I was younger, but met up with a teacher of mine, and she put me onto it, and then I carried that on as a poet, and from there I just kept on going from there with the poetry. Then I met somebody. I left school from there, and then able to meet a mentor. He put me more onto game about the business side of it, and then from there on, I decided to take that knowledge and the stuff I learned from YouTube and with business. I would say the business acumen. I believe that's the word I should say, but learning from that, I just think it would be cool to get into slam poetry. And then from there, I was invited to an event that helped me out with like increasing my range. And then I met three people who did film. And from there, I got into screenwriting and storytelling. And from there on, I was just really huge on making my own stories and being mentored by them. And then now it's the Timid Bunny, baby. And now I'm here.
Nice, man. So that's an interesting background and journey. But definitely, I mean, really on the artistic side, right? From poet, screenwriting, storytelling. But man, storytelling is important in any business, right? If you learn that, I'm sure that journey has showed you that. I've studied different things in storytelling to where if you're trying to make a point, make a presentation, your most impactful way is to use storytelling instead of, you know, PowerPoint presentation. Have you as well?
Yeah, I could tell you with the fact of me being able to do copywriting, that really helped a lot, and especially with me how to write, how to really just I would say this as a poet and then as a storyteller, you have to really get in people's psyche and their minds about how would you how they will see you doing certain things. So the fact of me being able to do not only just poetry and script writing, just copyright, it really helped with being able to sell and stuff like that, sell my ideas to people and let them be like, oh, this kid really knows his shit. And so now it's kind of like it's really helped me. So especially I forgot to say, I also got into being able to do sales and stuff. I forgot to let you know about that. So yeah, I was able to do that. So it also helped me put myself out there and be less like timid. So yeah.
Nice. So your background, right? You just walked us through your background. So walk me through that journey of what was that moment where you were like diving into crypto and Web3? Like, where did that come about during that journey?
Man, I'll say when I got home from doing sales and stuff like that, I was able to I it was around the time when when was that day when it was? I would say I think it was around about the time of COVID timing, and then it just kept dragging into it because I was moving around and stuff like that, and being able to see the world and stuff like that around running running the United States area. But I really got buckled down around about what I'll say 2022 or 23 when it really hit me. And I just saw the fact of how powerful this stuff was. Because remember, I was in film. I tried to do poetry in film. And when got the chance to see what that was all about, I wanted to expand into different things. And I was hearing about crypto. I was hearing a whole lot of stuff about the Web3 space. And I was just looking at it. I was like what's all this talk about? You know, because I like business as well instead of just being like a just straight out writer and being a creative person. I like also doing business. And I just wanted to see what's new. So stumbled around that, got my feet wet. My homeboy told me about it, and then after the fact of me being able to, hear him out and being able to hear what he had to say, it made sense. So I did a deep dive into it, and then it was just it gave me something to look forward to, with the NFT spot, because that's where I got into it first. And so from that point on, it was just big on where do I go from here? What can I do with this technology? How can I do it? And then I just been studying it until I got my own idea. And I guess we could talk more about that later. But yeah, that's how the ball started rolling. Just bunch of shaking hands, being open minded, and being sure that there's always something new. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I look at it. I mean, and you probably saw this too. When you look at, especially NFTs in general, but just Web3 tech, including NFTs. I mean, the biggest sectors that can benefit from this technology are outside of gaming, which I think is a big one, is music, art, entertainment, and those all typically bundle together, right? I mean, those are the ones that can really leverage the power of the existing brands, build new brands, um, take some ownership back into their creative content instead of just always having to, like, if you want to make it big, most people have to sell their content or sell their art or sell it to someone else to where they give up all ownership rights. Their name's on it always, but they give up ownership of it. Uh, so that's kind of what I see there.
And especially with the royalties you get from off it too, being able to sell it, and then the next person has it and they want to sell it, you still getting paid. That's what I was telling a lot of people, a lot of my friends about it who was in this industry, because I feel like for artists, they can really get that sense of like ownership, and they still get that pay. Because I understand that if you keep going up in your career, that's just going to help you even more. That's even make yourself even more valuable. So I try to spit it, man. I try to tell them, hey, this is the new age. If you with it, you with it. But I'm telling you, with my project and what I still got going on, and hopefully we can get into that a lot more. Like, I'd love to get into it, but yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, we'll definitely jump into that. But I mean, everything you're saying about royalties is right. I mean, the best example when you think about a physical artist, right? If an artist paints a piece of art and they sell that piece of art, they sell it one time. They may sell it for a few $100s or maybe in a few $1,000s just because they got bills to pay, right? They have to feed their families or feed themselves, whatever the case may be. But then a few years later, someone sells that for $1 million. What does that original artist ever get for that? Nothing, right? Um, and so people kind of grasp it. Well, what is a digital token? But if you can, even if you still want to do physical stuff or physical items, you can attach a digital NFT to that, which facilitates the sale. So when you transfer that in, when you sell that NFT, royalties can go back to the person. So I think it's definitely good to have that talk with people to help them understand. We're not saying abandon your physical work. Like, this is not a replacement. This is a complement, an add on. It's something that's gonna make it even better. But tracks, I mean, you think about music tracks too. That's something that really most artists today don't really get anything from streams. Spotify, they don't get paid a lot.
And a lot of I also got into I seen it when Trey Songz, I believe his name is. Yeah, Trey Songz. Yeah, he did. He had a whole, I think it was an album or a mixtape, and he sold it on the what is it called? I forgot what it's called. The marketplace. OpenSea. I think it was either OpenSea or another platform. But the fact that when he did that and then sold it to his community for like low, and they just now they bought it all up and then sold it for a high, he's getting that, and his community's eating off that. So
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely something that could feed the community. I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, I mean, the early fans are making money on it. He's making money on it, and it's doing what he intended to do is spread the word about those songs. So, um, what other NFT projects that you've seen? You said you went down that rabbit hole of NFTs. What other NFT projects have you seen that have really inspired you?
man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Looking at Pudgy Penguins, the way that he like took the mantle from who because of my thoughts, for the person who originally owned it, and so now he took in the bearings for it and decided to make it his own thing, and then actually push it to even further. I mean, he's at Walmart. He has his own events, and then he has, especially, just he's able to rebuild trust within the community when in its entirety they didn't trust him. It was like, oh, he's a web tour. But now he's like, okay, this Web three is really strong because I believe if I'm correct, he had his own Pudgy Penguin, and he saw how powerful this thing, how cool it was, and then he was like, bro, like I want to buy this. So I was happy about it because it's just someone from who did a lot of stuff in Web two, and he's bringing all that knowledge to Web three, and he's pushing it out to different things, especially like Walmart, and he's making sure that everywhere he goes is always like, hey, this is the new thing. We got to build it up, and we got to make sure that we keep this thing strong. And that I'll say number one is that Pudgy Penguins. Two, Wazuki. I thought that was cool because I'm an anime lover. I love anime, and it's really dope how they're taking it from just not only just events, but they're actually doing stuff with the bean. I think they have that the bean culture that they have over there, and especially how they're actually doing the I forgot what it's called. I know you can scan it, and then it'll just transfer the rights to the other person's wallet. I think that was dope, and that Pudgy Penguin decided to do the same thing. And another one was what is it called? I don't remember. I just know that I seen that what is it called? It's an animation company who helped them with their project to get it out there. The line had did animation, but it was I if I can if I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically something that helps connect people within the chain. I can't bring up the name for some reason, but it was that one. But another one that really was really cool, but it's kind of like it's kind of like mainstream. What is it called? What is it? Monkey or free? What is it called? Gorillas? No.
The board ape.
Ape, Board Ape. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was really decent. That what they got going over there too. So, I mean, those three right now are like on the top of my mind. But I'm just drawing influence from them every time to see if what I can do, how I can help with the community and what's going on with them.
Yeah, and that's really the biggest thing that made them really thrive, right? I mean, there's a big part of community building, but then kind of what Luca's done with Pudgy, it's that marketing and branding and understanding that Web two space. And you just say we're moving everything digital, right? There's items, there are different things, there's events. So he's basically meshing these two together instead of saying you don't have to abandon Web two for Web three. There's use for both in this world, and so that's kind of what I've seen there too. But
Yeah, I just
powerhouse. And the biggest thing, I think, the media narrative. What do you think? I mean, I say the biggest problem with NFT market is that it's part of it is tied to those marketplaces like OpenSea and others. How do they rank NFTs by market price or floor price?
yeah, I can see it because when my first time I opened, see, I saw it, I was just like, oh, snap, this is like huge. This is like somewhere like when you go to a Walmart, you go to a how's it Target and stuff like that, they have their own little spots. And in I would say when time goes on and they're able to expand from not just art pieces, but say like you have I don't know if you heard of Yerba Mate, the drink, the caffeine drink. Yeah, hopefully one day that a lot of Web two like platforms are able to be like, hey, we got this thing, especially with tickets, with drinks, you can buy your NFT, and then they'll go to the website and like, oh, he bought it from such and such, so we're gonna send him over there. So like, hopefully, I just I'm just so bullish on it. I see like, yeah, you got to be like level minded with it, but it's just something that we need. It's like when someone said the car wasn't going to be able to be made, the plane wasn't going to be able to be made. That thing what we're talking to right now, a microphone, like it's it just brings people together in a different way. And I think that if we just have more people that's willing to actually build, they actually just make a dollar, it'll just make it way better.
Yeah, yeah, and with NFTs, I think the future, like I was mentioning before, with everything being ranked by floor price right now, it only attracts mostly speculators. They just want to buy it and sell it for a profit. But as yeah, so as we see better reporting, then it'll be you didn't once talk about the price of Pudgy or the price of Board Apes. We all know they're pretty pricey, but what do people? Why would people get into that? It's because of everything that you get, all the benefits, the utility, the other things that you can get out of it, and I think that's what really drives that narrative because um, people are wondering what can they get out of it. If I'm going to be a holder of this for the long term, then yeah, I'd like to sell it in the future for more than I bought it for a profit. But that's not why I'm going to hold it for years. Why am I going to hold it? What do I get out of holding it? And that's kind of where it is. I saw something at ETH Denver a couple years ago. I think it was just before its time, and they're still around, but I haven't seen them come out with a lot yet. But it was a Web3 vending machine. And so what I was able to do is go up to this vending machine, and I had a certain NFT for a whale pass for that conference, which is like their VIP pass. And scanned your regular ticket, the drink was a certain price. Like on through my MetaMask, I connect my MetaMask to the vending machine. But if I scan my whale pass, my VIP ticket, it gave me a free drink, right? And
Wait,
so
wait. Also, hold on. We talk about actual vending machines.
actual vending machine. It was a vending machine, had drinks, had food, everything in it. And based on like you could have an NFT that'll give you a discount, you get an NFT that give you a free item. Because I had the whale pass, which was the VIP pass, I was able to get a free drink every so often during that event from that machine. Because every time I scanned my wallet and Wallet Connect to the vending machine, it would issue me a free drink. So you can program these permissions to where, like, say you find this vending machine in the wild and you have a budgie, maybe it gives you like a free drink, or gives you, if you buy one, it gives you two or something like that. You can program those discounts into it. And that wasn't, I mean, that vending machine, I've seen it used in a couple of different events. That one was for food and drinks. I've seen it used for battery chargers and headphones and electronics. So you can pretty much put anything in there, and you could utilize the NFT to verify. One, you could pay with crypto, and two, that whatever, if you held a certain NFT in your wallet, it may give you some kind of perk or benefit.
Honestly, I'm telling you, it's like I don't know what people just don't understand. It's so cool and powerful, and then I just wish that more people can understand how, because like this is my first time ever hearing it. I'm thinking like, oh, it's like a little vending machine on the Web3, like a DAO or something like that, or like a platform. But no, it's like these people are incorporating it, and I think like the fact that you said that, I had an idea that's in the way in the future when everything is all put together and stuff with my career. I'm thinking about doing something, so I'm about to look that up. So I appreciate you letting me know about that because that's actually interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I have to let you know the name of that company. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, they're still around. They're also the same company. They make a lot of those. If you see a lot of events where they'll have NFTs displayed on digital screens, they make, they make those screens specifically for that as well. Um, yeah, so it's interesting stuff, man. But let's jump in. So tell me more about Timid Bunny. Right, we mentioned that earlier. I know you've been itching to talk about that, so let's definitely dive down that and tell me what's the concept, and what are you building with Timid Bunny?
So as of right now, as we speak, we're on our reservation front. We're building up a film that's regarding to track and field. And by the way, we understand like this is a Web3, this is a Web3 podcast. So I'm make sure to get into it. I'm gonna tell you why. But right now, as we speak, we are working on a film right now called The Timid Bunny. It's about a bunny named Tony, and he's looking to make sure that he gets back in, um into track and field. And at the moment, his friend decided to betray him at the height of his career. So now he's at the low end, looking to get back up. And my job as a storyteller, to make sure that we show him that he has a good chance of trying out again and making sure he gets back into it. But I can say from everything I've been through on making my name and making my goals actual physically attainable, is just the fact that I thank my friend, even though he took his own life due to the fact that he was in the position where Tony was, and I got inspiration from my friend to make this story. So he was at the top of his career. He was not, I'll say at the top, but he was about to break through, and his friends thought he was getting way better than him. So they decided to knock him down a couple pegs to the point that he felt like he couldn't do it anymore. And so he tried again, because he's that type of guy that would get back up when he gets knocked down. But it was a point where he felt like he couldn't really get back up for real. And he decided to say, man, this ain't for me. If I can't have music, then what's the point of living? And so then after that, being able to hear that, I asked him before he had went out and went to the other side. Um, I asked him if it would be cool for me to be able to, tell his story about a thing, but in like in a different way. And he was like, "Yeah, man." And this was in a defeated attitude as well, so it was kind of like it was really bad. It was bad for me. It was really tough on me seeing that he had passed and noticing that he's not here around. He won't be able to see it, So but through this story, he lives on, and I also have two family relatives. One's my sister, one's my cousin. Other one's in Warner, and she's looking to pursue her dreams of becoming a track star. And my sister, my sibling, and she's working with her coach so she could be a racer as well. And so I saw that, and I was like, dang, that's what I like to see. People still have that oomph for it. And then I got a chance to see the Nike ad. What is it called? Winning is uncomfortable. And then I had a moment in my life where I felt like I wasn't really doing what I was supposed to do when it came down to my goals. So one night, sitting in bed, talking to myself, wonder if I'm really doing what I'm supposed to do in my life. And then at that moment, it clicked, and I decided to take that journey into making this screenplay. I was going to sell it, and then I thought about it. I got someone on the phone saying, "Hey, are you interested in like letting this thing go? Because we got someone I want to buy it." And I was just like, I slept on it, and I said no, because I felt like I would have been a trashy friend if I decided to just like let this thing happen, like let someone sell it off. I sell it off, and then they just keep passing down and stuff. So I was like, no, I'm gonna make it. And so now we are in the process in our reservation to get this thing made, and we're talking to a bunch of people, handing out business cards, and I'll be making this thing happen. So that's the Timid Bunny.
Uh, Great story behind it, man. So tell, I got to know now. I mean, this is you got me intrigued on the story. Definitely something that I think people would want to hear and see. But what's the tie-in with the Web3?
All right. So as we speak right now, we're doing a big promote. We're gonna be doing big promotion. We're gonna get everything on board when it comes down to people and stuff like that. And the fact that what we got going on for film, because I'm interested in the Web3 space. I'm calling my project, and this is right now. It's just like the first time ever hearing it. Like, well, there's some people I've been telling them, but like openly. I'm calling it Scenescape. Scenescape is a platform and a project, an NFT project that's based around film and clips. So, say like, what's your favorite film?
Oh man, I would have to say for me, it's the old Godfather movies.
Godfather movies, and they're in your mind right now. You have a certain clip that you like, right? A clip in the movie, a few, right? So, out of those few, you already have that one or any other one. So just keep that in mind. What Scenescape is going to be doing is taking clips from films, and we're going to be, pitching idea to these studios and stuff like that. But the first project is going to be mine with the Timid Bunny, and we're going to be taking clips in certain parts of the film, and we're going to be selling them off as NFTs. So when people are out here saying, "Oh, I like this movie," or "I like that movie," and I like a level of affinity for this film, they're able to have clips that's dedicated to their favorite films. And we're going to, like I told you, we're pitching it to a lot of people, the studios. But again, it's just us going to do it. So because we want to show a track record, and I think the strong suit from me being able to do this project that's going to be down the line when the film is done is certain things are done within the campaign of the Timid Bunny is we want to build that confidence in us and with other people being able to say like, hey, I rep them, I like their project, this is what they're doing. I like it. So when we're able to take from this project and then take the clips from that and then put it into this in this Web3 space, it'll be able to show studios that this is something you can bet on. This is something you can trust, and with your IPs, your rights, you're able to do merchandise deals. You're able to have events. You're able to have all these types of things. And it's not just have a picture of something and you just throw it up. This is a video that people own that really likes your stuff, and it's like I told you, you get royalties off it. So not only am I being able to sell clips, but I'm able to like having in a bundle is able to put together for events, have discounts. Say like we have an anniversary or something like that. We win a Academy Award. There's something that's gonna happen when people buy it, and then they be like, "Oh, well, guess what? Since you decide to hold this, you get passes, you get discounts, you get a bundle, you get a T-shirt, and something like that in the box, and because you supported us, and it's and especially if we go deeper into that, it's a whole lot I have ideas for, especially with crowdfunding. So this is just one of them, but I feel like this would be a cool thing I could be doing. That could be another piece of revenue, and to be able to build a community off that for within the film industry, because I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of people doing it besides collaborations with different things, but I don't see
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where the magic happens. You start adding those extra benefits that people get just for being a fan, just for holding, just for buying that original NFT. And I think that's where people are going to realize the magic. Wait a minute, because I bought this, now you're doing something else and I get this. And I think when we talk about people getting it, I think more of that is really what's going to help. So great concept. Looking forward to following this journey. So Samuel, as we start to wrap up, man, can you tell everybody where they can find out more information? Is there anything out there yet? Uh, and then outside of that, where can they follow you on social media?
it. Man, honestly, hopefully in the show notes, I'll have a link. We call Bento, like the bento box without box, just bento.me/the Timid Bunny. Again, bento.me/the Timid Bunny. Simple as that, no spaces or anything like that. But as we as what we're doing right now is a lot of stuff. That's our landing page. So if you want to come around and see what we got going on, we got also. I just want to throw it out there. We're also doing a documentary series for anybody who do try to reserve a spot at WWYCU. We're doing something that's dedicated to the community so we can build something while we're building the Timid Bunny. And so if you're wanting to know anything about what we got going on, head over there. There's a reservation. And for anybody who wants to know a little bit of a project, in the meanwhile, we're doing a little thing, a little day in the life. So it's something to look forward to. We're still in the works about it. Before we do the full documentary series, we got a little pilot going on to see what it's like for me to do what I'm doing now. So you get it close to me, and everything from social media to all that about me will be in that link. So that's up to you to check out. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Samuel. Man, it's been a pleasure having you on. So I definitely want to thank you for joining us today, man, sharing your insight. It's great to hear different people that are building different things, see the potential in this tech. Um, and really, that's it, man. It's a wrap. I want to thank you again for joining us. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.